Well, just wanted to ask you, what has enabled you to become an entrepreneur? Why did you choose to be an entrepreneur? What excites you about entrepreneurship?
There's really three questions there, Mark, so that's a little bit daunting. But what excites me about being an entrepreneur is really the fact that the buck stops with you as an entrepreneur, and you have a chance to create something that's really, really great, and realize potential not only of yourself, but other people in the region, and actually build a business in Atlantic Canada that can really take its products and sell them anywhere in the world.
That's fantastic. And one of the things that we're exploring as Startup Canada is trying to understand if there are some common challenges that firms in Atlantic Canada, firms in Nova Scotia, firms across the country are facing. And do you have any idea? Do you face some challenges that you know peers and colleagues and friends also face as well?
I think there's a number of challenges in starting any business, regardless of where you are. The common one is access to capital and access to funds to actually see those ideas get into action, and freer access to capital would certainly be a help. There are other challenges, I think, in terms of attitude in Atlantic Canada, that we need more people that are excited about the prospects of being an entrepreneur and calling their own shots, and building businesses, like I said before, building businesses that can take their products and services anywhere in the world. There's no barriers or limitations to the businesses we can create. We just need access to some of the other resources that perhaps other regions have to help us actually get out there in the rest of the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of beyond access to capital, you've mentioned some things that seem to hint at possibly culture or attitudes. And is that an equally important component? And what sort of emphasis would you put on the non-financial aspects of supporting entrepreneurs, like help with starting up business plans or things like that? Are they important?
I think it's absolutely essential to have infrastructure around to support entrepreneurs. And from a cultural perspective, we can start with our younger people and getting them excited about starting businesses, as opposed to looking for jobs, looking for ways that they can create their own employment, create their own businesses, and that can be at the high school level, junior high level, right into university. I think we need to foster that entrepreneurial spirit and actually recognize and reward it, as opposed to saying, okay, here's all of the theory, get people into the practice of entrepreneurship.
Excellent. And so if you were holding the master pen that was going to write the plan that was going to solve all these challenges, what would be one of the key things, either basic or a bit more advanced, that you would absolutely do, that is absolutely essential to a solution?
Well, I think, right back to access to capital. Make it easier for private investors in this region and across Canada to actually support fledgling businesses that they actually believe in. So things like the equity tax credit in Nova Scotia would certainly be a help to raise the limit on that and free up some of the capital that we have from successful businesses and business owners that we have in the region as well.
And one of the things that we've also noticed is a bit of a discussion on our online forum about this concept behind crowdfund investing, and I figured I'd take a second. Do you have any thoughts on that? Do you see that as a potential solution if we can get over some of the securities issues and challenges that relate to it?
I think it's an interesting model, and depending on the size of the raise that you're looking for and the kind of project that you have, it allows more people to participate in that kind of economy, and I think there's a lot of value in that. And again, if you want to dip your toe into the water of investing and being a part of an entrepreneurial culture, I think it's a great thing, and anything that we can do to foster that. And a lot of the securities are actually already in place, and we bank online, we do other transactions online. The due diligence portion, I think, would probably be the hardest thing of crowdsourcing financing, but the idea of being able to go out there with an idea that has a broader appeal and let some people risk a little bit of their capital in the hopes of being a part of something that has a greater return, I think is a fantastic idea. And organizations like Kickstarter and that sort of stuff have already sort of, I think, pioneered that region. And if we can actually get more momentum on something like that in Canada, I think it will help changing the culture that we have around entrepreneurship in the country.